While most people are familiar with the term lobbyist, many don't understand how they operate in Washington State and what role they play in our legislative process. First of all, what is a lobbyist? A lobbyist is a person who attempts to persuade a legislator to vote for or against a measure.
The suggestion is we need to have regulations in place before that happens.
Lobbyists represent businesses, unions, professional groups, concerned citizens, and even local, state, and federal government agencies. Lobbyists who are paid compensation must register with Washington's Public Disclosure Commission. The commission was created to bring transparency to political and lobbying activities in the state. Washington has financial guidelines for lobbyists, requiring them to report expenses on a monthly basis. This information is available for anyone to access at the PDC's website. There are two main types of lobbyists: staff or organization lobbyists and contract lobbyists. Staff lobbyists work for organizations such as labor unions, trade associations, government agencies, or companies such as Boeing or Microsoft. Contract lobbyists, on the other hand, may represent a wide range of organizations and business interests. What role do lobbyists play in Washington's legislative process? While only legislators may introduce legislation, lobbyists can work with the Code Revisor's Office to draft a bill on a member's behalf. Lobbyists can also draft amendments for bills. Lobbyists analyze how proposed legislation would affect the clients they represent. Lobbyists provide members with input and specialized information on the issues they represent. Lobbyists meet with legislators and try to persuade them to vote their way on a piece of legislation. Lobbyists are said to work the doors when they ask members to meet with them off the chamber floor. Lobbyists testify or arrange for people they represent to testify before the legislature. Lobbyists work with agencies or other lobbyists to form coalitions to support or defeat legislation. For lobbyists, the magic numbers are 50, 25, and 1.
I'm going to go ahead and sign this bill.
To pass a law in Washington State, the votes of 50 representatives, 25 senators, and the governor are needed. So what are some of the qualities that make a successful lobbyist?
What makes a successful lobbyist is a commitment to our democratic system. Somebody who really truly believes in how the system works and understands that it can work and wants to help make it work. They can't be just Republican, they can't be just Democrat. They need to be willing to work with both sides and all sides. You need to come up there with good information that has good backing, and you have to be credible. If you are not credible, you will not be a lobbyist very long. You will no longer be known as a font of information, which is the primary reason lobbyists need to be up there at the Capitol. Everybody talks about being a people person. You really do need to be a people person when you're a lobbyist. You need to be able to develop relationships with people, to be empathetic, to understand not only people that are legislators, but also the staff people, and also the people who are working perhaps on the other side of your issue. Your best role as a lobbyist is if you can get in with those other people and find where your areas of agreement are and help facilitate changes in the legislation or the law to make sure that the agreed to areas can be dealt with, and it's just not always about fighting.
There are approximately 800 registered lobbyists in Washington State, and while some people may not understand their role, lobbyists do play an important part in our legislative process.